Love doesn't always arrive with a grand confession or a bold gesture. Sometimes it slips in quietly, in the way someone looks at you when they think you're not watching, in the way their voice softens when they say your name, or in the moments they show up without being asked. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, he may not come right out and say it, but his actions will slowly begin to speak the truth he's not quite ready to admit. The truth is, most people aren't great at expressing how they really feel, especially when those feelings are new, vulnerable, and unexpected. A man might not always have the words, but his behavior, those small, subtle changes, can reveal everything. If you look closely, love leaves clues. It's in the way he listens to you, protects you, notices you, and simply makes you feel like you matter. The signs are there, hidden in everyday moments, waiting to be felt rather than just seen. You might be wondering if the connection you feel is real, or if you're just overthinking the way he treats you. Maybe he hasn't said anything, hasn't defined anything, but you can't shake the feeling that there's something deeper going on. The late-night texts, the way he remembers the little things, the random check-ins, the look in his eyes when you laugh. They're not random, they're signs, and that's exactly why we're here. In this video, or post, we're breaking down 12 clear signs that a man is secretly falling in love with you. These aren't just typical "he likes you" gestures. These are the quiet, real signs of someone who's developing deeper emotional feelings. Someone who sees you as more than a friend, more than just someone to talk to. Someone who's starting to see you as someone he could truly love. These signs are based on emotional patterns, real-life behavior, and those little things men do when they're falling for someone, but haven't found the courage or the right moment to say it out loud. You might be surprised by how many of these apply to someone in your life right now. And once you notice them, you won't be able to unsee them. So if you've ever had that gut feeling that he's feeling more than he's letting on, but you weren't sure how to be certain, this is for you. Because love, especially in its early stages, might be quiet, but it's never invisible. Let's dive into the 12 signs he's secretly falling in love with you, starting with the ones you never knew meant so much. 1. He remembers the little things you say. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, one of the most telling signs is how he remembers even the smallest things you say. It's not about the big conversations or obvious moments. It's the little details that stay with him. Maybe you once casually mentioned your favorite snack, a childhood memory, or a song you loved years ago. Days, or even weeks later, he brings it up or surprises you with something related to it. That's not coincidence. That's care. This kind of attentiveness shows that he truly listens when you speak, not just hearing your words, but absorbing them. It means your voice lingers in his mind long after the conversation is over. When someone is emotionally invested, even the tiniest things you say hold value. It's his way of keeping a part of you with him, quietly, without needing recognition or praise. Remembering little things is his way of showing you that you matter, that your likes, dislikes, thoughts, and feelings are important to him. It reflects an emotional connection that runs deeper than surface-level interest. He doesn't need to say he loves you. His memory does it for him. And often, he won't make a big deal out of it. He'll just casually mention something you said weeks ago, and you'll realize he pays attention because you're special to him. This kind of quiet devotion speaks louder than words. It's one of the most beautiful signs of love. Simple, subtle, but deeply meaningful. 2. He gets jealous but hides it. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, jealousy can quietly reveal his feelings, especially when he tries to hide it. He might act like everything is fine on the surface, but deep down, your closeness with someone else, especially another guy, stirs something in him. He may not express it openly because he doesn't want to come off as controlling or insecure, but you'll feel it in the way his energy shifts. Maybe he suddenly goes quiet when you mention another guy, or he changes the subject quickly. He might laugh it off or make a light joke, but there's a slight tension in his voice or a look in his eyes that gives him away. It's subtle, never dramatic, but it's real. That's because jealousy isn't always loud. Sometimes it's in the silence, the pause, the glance that lingers just a second too long. He hides it because he doesn't know where he stands with you yet. Maybe he's afraid to ruin what you have by acting possessive. Or maybe he hasn't fully admitted to himself that he's falling for you, but his emotions slip through in moments he can't control. Jealousy, when it's quiet and respectful, is often rooted in care. It's his heart's way of saying, "I don't want to lose you," even if he hasn't found the courage to say that out loud. In the end, his hidden jealousy isn't about ownership. It's about affection he hasn't yet dared to express. 3. He makes time for you no matter what. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, one of the most powerful signs is how he consistently makes time for you, no matter how busy life gets. Whether he's swamped with work, stressed out, or juggling responsibilities, he still finds a way to show up for you. And it's not just about big moments, it's the everyday things that count. A quick call between meetings, a good morning text before his day starts, or showing up when you didn't even ask. These are the quiet ways his heart makes you a priority. He doesn't come up with excuses. Instead, he finds solutions. If something matters to him, he makes space for it. And if you're in that space, it says more than words ever could. Even when he's tired or overwhelmed, being around you somehow recharges him. You're not an obligation to him. You're the peace in his chaos, the calm in his storm. Making time isn't just about physical presence. It's emotional availability too. He listens when you need to talk, notices when you're not okay, and responds even when he's not expected to. It shows that you've become a meaningful part of his life, someone he genuinely wants to invest in. When a man goes out of his way to be there for you, even during his busiest moments, it's not just kindness, it's love in motion. And when it's consistent, selfless, and effortless, it's a clear sign that he's falling, even if he hasn't said it yet. 4. He stares at you when you're not looking. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, his eyes often speak the truth before his words ever do. One of the most telling signs is when he stares at you when you're not looking. It's not the kind of look that demands attention. It's soft, unspoken, and full of emotion. It happens in quiet moments, when you're laughing at something, lost in thought, or simply being yourself. That's when he looks at you like you're the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. He doesn't do it for show, and he might not even realize he's doing it. But in those glances, there's wonder, admiration, and sometimes a bit of fear. Fear of how deeply he feels, and fear that you might not feel the same. It's in those moments that his guard drops, and all the things he hasn't said come rushing through his eyes. He may quickly look away if you catch him, pretending like nothing happened. But if you ever really notice the way he looks at you when you're not aware, you'll see it's not just attraction, it's something deeper. It's the way someone looks at someone they genuinely care about, someone they're falling for slowly, silently. Those lingering stares are his way of memorizing you, cherishing you, without saying a word. Because sometimes love doesn't arrive with grand gestures or dramatic confessions. It starts with a quiet gaze, held for just a second too long. 5. He gets nervous around you. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, his confidence might waver in unexpected ways, especially when you're around. Even if he's usually calm and composed with others, something about your presence makes him nervous. It's not because he's unsure of you, but because he cares so much about how you see him. He wants to come across the right way. He wants to impress you, make you laugh and say the perfect thing. But sometimes his feelings get in the way. You might notice him fumbling with his words, overthinking his responses, or laughing at things that aren't even that funny, just to keep the moment light. Maybe he touches his face, adjusts his clothes, or avoids eye contact for a second too long before trying again. It's not awkwardness, it's vulnerability. Being around someone you truly like makes you aware of every little thing, and that pressure to be good enough brings out nervous energy. Even his silences can speak volumes. The way he pauses before speaking, the way he double-checks his texts, or even how he tries not to seem too eager. These are all signs of someone whose heart is getting involved. He may try to hide it behind humor or distraction, but the nervousness is real. And ironically, it's a beautiful sign, because behind those tiny stumbles and shy moments is someone who's falling, slowly and genuinely, hoping you might feel the same. 6. He supports your dreams like they're his own. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, he doesn't just listen to your dreams, he believes in them as if they were his own. Your goals, your passions, your little ideas that you mention in passing, they matter to him. He remembers them, brings them up, and encourages you in ways that feel genuine and personal. It's more than just saying, you can do it. He invests in your growth because he sees your potential and wants to see you shine. He becomes your quiet cheerleader, the one who reminds you of your worth when you doubt yourself. He asks about your progress, offers help when he can, and celebrates your wins, big or small, with a kind of pride that doesn't come from obligation, but from love. He wants to see you succeed, not because it benefits him, but because your happiness and fulfillment genuinely make him happy too. Sometimes he'll challenge you to push past fear, or give you gentle reminders of your strength when you're unsure. He doesn't compete with your dreams or feel threatened by your ambition. Instead, he makes space for it. He respects it. This kind of support is quiet, steady, and sincere. It shows that he's not just interested in who you are today, but who you want to become. And the fact that he sees a future where your dreams come true, where he's cheering you on the whole way, means his feelings run far deeper than he lets on. 7. He randomly checks up on you. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, he'll find small, seemingly random ways to stay connected. And one of the most common is checking up on you out of the blue. It's not forced or routine, it's genuine. A quick message asking how your day is going, a simple, "Did you eat?" or "Get home safe?" may not seem like much on the surface, but it carries a deeper meaning. These little check-ins are his way of saying, "You're on my mind." It shows that he's thinking about you, even when there's no specific reason to reach out. He's not looking for attention, or trying to make conversation just for the sake of it. He simply cares. Whether you're sick, stressed, busy, or just quiet that day, he notices. And instead of pulling away, he leans in, just enough to let you know he's there. Sometimes it's a meme he thinks will make you smile, or a voice note just to hear your voice back. Other times, it's a short call, or a question about something you mentioned days ago. All of it says the same thing. You matter to him more than you realize. This kind of attention doesn't come from someone who's casual or indifferent. It comes from someone whose heart is slowly, steadily getting involved. He doesn't need a reason to check on you. You are the reason. And that quiet, consistent presence, that's love in disguise. 8. He shares personal things with you. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, he begins to open up in ways he doesn't with just anyone. He starts to share personal things, thoughts, memories, fears, and parts of his past that he usually keeps guarded. It's not always dramatic or emotional. Sometimes it's subtle, like telling you about his childhood, a dream he's never chased, or a moment that changed him. These aren't just stories, they're pieces of who he is, and giving them to you means he trusts you deeply. This kind of sharing isn't about oversharing or trying to impress. It's a quiet unfolding of his inner world. He lets you see beyond the surface, beyond the smile and the confidence, and into the real him, the unfiltered, sometimes unsure but honest version. He's letting you in, piece by piece, because your presence makes him feel safe. He might tell you about things that hurt him, or things he's never been able to say out loud. Or maybe he talks about the things that bring him joy, what he values, what he hopes for. And when he shares these parts of himself with you, he's not just talking, he's connecting. That kind of vulnerability doesn't happen unless emotions are involved. Sharing personal things is his way of building something real, even if he hasn't said the words yet. It's one of the purest signs of emotional intimacy, and one of the clearest signs that love is growing quietly between the lines. 9. He notices the small changes in you. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, he starts noticing the small things about you, the subtle changes that most people overlook. Maybe you got a haircut, changed your perfume, wore a different style of clothing, or your mood felt a little off that day. He catches it. He might not always say it out loud, but you'll see it in his eyes, his expression, or the way he asks, "Are you okay today?" Even when you haven't said a word. This kind of attention doesn't come from just anyone. It comes from someone who's paying close attention, not because he has to, but because he wants to. He's attuned to your energy, your habits, your patterns. When something shifts, he feels it. And it's not about being overly observant or trying too hard. It's natural for him, because to him, you matter that much. It might be a simple comment like, "You look different today," in a good way, or "You didn't smile like you usually do." Those words carry weight, not because they're dramatic, but because they come from a place of care. He notices the details because he's emotionally invested. When someone sees the little changes in you, it means they're seeing you fully. Not just how you look, but how you feel, how you carry yourself, how your light shifts from one day to the next. That kind of attention is rare and almost always a quiet sign of deep growing love. 10. He listens more than he talks. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, one of the clearest signs is how he listens. Genuinely, attentively, and with full presence. He's not just waiting for his turn to speak or offering surface-level responses. He's truly tuned in to what you're saying because your words matter to him. Whether you're talking about your day, your dreams, your fears, or even something completely random, he listens like it's important, because to him, it is. He doesn't interrupt, he doesn't drift off, and he doesn't try to turn the conversation back to himself. Instead, he leans in, asks thoughtful questions, remembers the details, and responds in a way that shows he really heard you. Even in silence, he's fully there, letting you take up space without judgment or distraction. It's not about agreeing with everything you say. It's about showing that your voice matters to him. Listening more than he talks is also his way of learning you, understanding your world, your heart, your personality. He's trying to connect with you on a deeper level, and the only way to truly do that is by hearing you, not just hearing the sound of your voice. That kind of listening isn't just polite, it's intimate. It shows emotional maturity, patience, and most of all, care. When a man consistently listens more than he talks, it means he's not just interested in being around you, he's interested in truly knowing you. And that's where love quietly begins to take root. 11. He protects you in subtle ways. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, he often shows it through quiet acts of protection, subtle gestures that speak louder than words. He's not trying to play the hero or draw attention to himself. Instead, he looks out for you in everyday moments, without making it obvious. It might be as simple as walking on the side of traffic when you're together, checking if you got home safely, or noticing when you're uncomfortable and stepping in to ease the situation. These actions come naturally to him because your well-being has started to matter deeply. He may not say, "I care about you," outright, but the way he makes sure you're okay, how he notices when you're tired or anxious, or how he offers quiet support without needing thanks. It all comes from a place of love he's not ready to admit yet. He might give you his jacket without thinking twice, keep an eye on your surroundings in crowded places, or gently speak up when someone disrespects you. None of it is loud or dramatic. It's calm, constant, and thoughtful. These moments often go unnoticed, but they're powerful because they show how emotionally invested he really is. When a man protects you in subtle ways, it's not about control or dominance. It's about care. It means he's starting to see you as someone he wants to keep safe, someone whose comfort and happiness matter more than his own convenience. And that in itself is a quiet form of love. 12. He treats you differently from everyone else. When a man is secretly falling in love with you, the way he treats you begins to quietly stand apart from how he treats everyone else. It's in the way he talks to you, looks at you, listens to you, and shows up for you. Even if he's kind and friendly with others, there's something distinctly softer, more thoughtful, and more consistent in the way he is with you. You'll feel it in the little moments, how he gives you his full attention, how he prioritizes your comfort, how he makes time for you without hesitation. He may not realize he's doing it, but his actions say what his words haven't yet. Maybe he goes out of his way for you more than he does for anyone else. Maybe he opens up to you more easily. Maybe he remembers things about you that he wouldn't remember for just anyone. You occupy a different space in his world, one that's more personal, more emotionally significant. It's not about grand gestures. It's in the tone of his voice when he speaks to you, the patience he has with you, the quiet way he notices when something's wrong. He shows you a version of himself that others don't often get to see. And that difference, that subtle but unmistakable shift in his behavior, is where his feelings live.